Should dogs be banned from walking along large stretches of coastline in a bid to save the lives of little penguins? That's what's being proposed by one veterinary science professor who's sick of seeing dogs attack the endangered birds. There are no reliable estimates of how many of the world's smallest penguins are left, but their population has been declining in areas not protected from predators. Conan Young reports.
Standing at just over 25 centimetres tall and weighing around a kilo, little penguins don't stand much of a chance if they're bailed up by a dog on a beach.
Penguins cannot move as fast as a dog, and every year unfortunately we have news items where dogs have killed, in some cases actually the worst cases, they can kill tens of birds at once if they get that opportunity.
Professor John Cockram from Massey University, who specialises in penguin biology and conservation. His big frustration that while dog attacks pose the biggest threat to little penguins, they're entirely preventable. The solution, he believes, is to make some stretches of the coast completely off limits to dogs, and in the most sensitive areas stop people from entering them as well. Professor Cockram says dog walkers are often not even aware of the harm their pets are doing to all kinds of seabirds.
This is their natural habitat, this is their home, they don't have anywhere else to live. Every time a dog runs at birds and disturbs the birds, then the birds are displaced. And people might say, oh, the dog's having fun, but then the birds land. If somebody else comes with another dog and then another dog and another dog, then the birds are effectively denied access to their home.
G'day, how's it going? I didn't think I'd find anybody down here today. I'm just doing a story on...
Milton Purver walks his dog Reba along Waimairi Beach, just north of Christchurch. He thinks a ban would be a terrible idea.
The dogs catch rabbits, but birds we don't really see a lot. Seagulls, stuff like that, but I don't think there's a massive risk. The birds probably move somewhere else. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not a fan. Let the dogs run.
If I told you that this has come from a penguin expert who's calling for this ban, and he's sort of said that this is the biggest risk that penguins especially face is from dogs attacking them. What would you say to that?
No, I don't know, my dog doesn't go and hunt penguins, She runs and chases seagulls and that's about it, It's probably unfortunate, but it's life, I guess.
Russell Ritchie, who was taking Izza for a stroll at South Brighton Beach, was similarly unimpressed with the idea of a ban.
Bollocks, pretty much. There's very few birds nesting around this area. It's a good call to try and save the birds and everything, but as far as me walking my dog in the morning, I'm not interested in anybody telling me I can't.
One point this bird expert made was that, well, look, people often sort of let their dogs sort of run after birds and think, oh, they're just having a bit of fun. And he said, well, actually, the birds are feeding there and it disturbs the birds and they may not go back to that area. Is that something you're aware of?
Yep, totally. My dog will chase anything that moves, and so I'm aware of that and try and do something to stop it.
Oamaru now rakes in thousands of tourist dollars every year thanks to the little blue penguins that call its harbour home. Waitaki Mayor Gary Kircher says dogs are allowed in the area, but at night time when the penguins return from the sea to their nests, they must be on a leash. He says a dog ban would be good in theory, but questions whether it would be enforceable, noting his council has one part-time dog catcher covering 7,000 square kilometres. His district instead relies on the community to keep its prized birds safe.
The local community's really taken ownership of them. You can never prevent there being the odd muppet around that does something to endanger them, but the huge majority are very protective and very conscious of just how much they mean to us.
Gary Kircher says the council has recently put up signs to educate dog walkers about the presence of penguins right along Waitaki's coastline. He hopes that will stop most dog owners from allowing their pets to lay waste to one of his district's biggest tourist attractions. A threat that has only increased with more coastal development in New Zealand, bringing in more dogs and the clearance of traditional penguin nesting sites. Mō te hōtaka, o te ahi nei, ko Conan Young tēnei.
And if you're listening, there's great pictures in that story, so do check it out. It'll go up on our Facebook page or our website.